What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and today we have some news about the Fantastic Four. We'll be talking about some of the plot in this video, as well as what an executive producer of Marvel Studios has said about the movie, but we're also going to be talking about some casting news. Some casting news that is probably going to upset some fans, not all, but some fans, in regards to Marvel Studios' casting choices. In fact, I have already seen many people online, and I've seen it for a while, people complaining about this possibility. Now, the first thing that is going to probably upset people, myself included, is the report that John Krasinski is not going to be playing Reed Richards. This comes from the insider My Time to Shine Hello. If you've been following the channel, you have definitely heard that name. She has recently tweeted out that John Krasinski is not the MCU Reed Richards. Now, I'm disappointed in this because I think that he just made a perfect Reed Richards. He looked exactly like him in Multiverse of Madness, and I think John Krasinski is a great overall actor, so I was really excited at the possibility that he was going to be the main MCU's Reed Richards. Unfortunately, according to My Time to Shine Hello, he won't be, and she has a very good track record when it comes to scoops. So this is most likely true. So that's one thing, and that's just the small thing. I know this other one is going to ruffle a little feathers.
But first, thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Look, no matter who you are, life can be hard. It's hard for everyone, including myself, which is why I found BetterHelp to be extremely useful and very convenient.
BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues.
All you have to do to get started is answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can better match you with a therapist that suits your needs. Then from there, you can call, you can text, you can chat, or you can voice call with your therapist.
You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. And one of the great things about it is if your therapist isn't the right fit for you for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. The best thing about BetterHelp is you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom picked for you. More scheduling flexibility and at a more affordable price.
So get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/cosmicwonder. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/cosmicwonder, or you can click the link in the description down below.
Okay, so the second one is not only coming from previous reports, but something that a recent executive producer, Nate Moore, has said in a recent interview. Here is what he recently said about the Fantastic Four in an interview with Deadline.
Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four. We have Matt Shakman directing, who's so talented and who did WandaVision for us. And I think people are going to be pretty surprised about what we're doing.
Now, that first part is pretty self-explanatory. This is something that we already knew. Matt Shakman is going to be directing the Fantastic Four film. I am personally excited for this because he directed WandaVision, and WandaVision so far is my second favorite MCU Disney Plus show, right after Loki. Nothing has managed to take the Loki reins yet. It is still number one for me, but WandaVision is so close. I think Matt Shakman did an excellent job with it. But that second part, this is what has some people up in arms, because although this could mean many different things, many people are talking online right now how this could mean that the cast is going to be very diverse, and this actually falls into previous reports, one coming from Grace Randolph, that Marvel Studios is looking to cast a person of color as Reed Richards. Now again, I have seen this all online recently. Some people love this idea, some people don't really care, but some people hate this. There's been a lot of talk and speculation recently that Reed Richards in the MCU could be played by a black actor. Now, of course, I've heard people say they don't want this, but here's something that's pretty interesting about this. There is a little bit of a precedence right now for this to actually happen in the MCU, for Reed Richards to be black. I think they could possibly be setting this up already with Kang the Conqueror. Why? Because Jonathan Majors, who of course plays Kang the Conqueror, is black. Now, some of you may know where I'm going with this if you're a comic book fan, or if you've been following my videos about Kang, you probably know that it matters because Kang is believed to be a descendant of Reed Richards in the comics. Reed Richards is Kang's great, on and on, grandpa or uncle or whatever. They don't really specify. All they really tell us is that he is the relative of Reed Richards' half-brother. At least to my knowledge, that is all they've told us. The important part is they are related. In fact, Kang's real name is Nathaniel Richards, and guess what Reed Richards' father's name is? You guessed it, it is Nathaniel Richards. So if they are going to go with, in the MCU, the story that Nathaniel Richards, aka Kang the Conqueror, and Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, are related, then like I said, there is sort of a precedence right now in the MCU for Reed Richards to be played by a black actor. Now, of course, obviously you can have distant relatives and ancestors that are a completely different race than you because people marry different people and different races every day. They have babies and they're mixed, and that continues through generations, obviously. So Reed Richards does not have to be black, but I do think the story of Reed and Kang being related is something that they should dive into in the MCU, especially since we know that Reed is going to play a key role in Secret Wars in defeating Kang. In fact, we already have seen the connections between them. Primarily one huge connection that we do believe is going to play a role in Secret Wars, and that is their tech. In Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we got a glimpse of Reed Richards's, the smartest man alive's, tech. We saw him teleport into the Illuminati room using technology. He opened up a blue portal and appeared out of nowhere. Here's the thing, we saw this again in the post-credit scene for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and if you have not seen it, here's your official spoiler alert. Just plug your ears and close your eyes for the next 30 seconds or so. In the mid-credit scene for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, we saw the Council of Kangs call every variant of Kang, or so they said. And we saw these variants appearing in the same exact portal teleportation device that Reed Richards used in Multiverse of Madness. They are literally exactly the same. And we know how Marvel is with the MCU. We know how Kevin Feige is. Everything is connected. Everything is connected for a big reason. And this reason, I believe, is definitely going to come into play in the MCU. Kang hates the Fantastic Four. They're the first team that ever foiled his plans all the way back in ancient Egypt, the first place that he ever time traveled to. So I'm very much looking forward to their connection in the MCU. Now, of course, there is always the possibility that Nate Moore was not talking about the cast. He could have been talking about the story, or he could have been talking about both. But as far as the story is concerned, we do know a little bit about what the story is going to be about. No insane details yet, but some good ones to start off with. For starters, Marvel Studios' president Kevin Feige said that this is not going to be a true origin story. The MCU has kind of been known to do that. If a story has already been told multiple times, then Kevin Feige typically wants to steer clear from it. This is why they said they didn't do the origin story of Spider-Man that we're used to seeing with Uncle Ben dying, because we've all seen it before. Doesn't make it right, but that's their reasoning, and I do understand. So perhaps the same thing applies for the Fantastic Four's origin here. We've already seen it a few times on film. So not an origin story, but we also know, according to a report from insider Jeff Snyder, that Reed Richards and Sue Storm are going to be parents in the film. Now, I personally am really excited for this storyline because in the comics, Reed and Sue have two kids, Valeria and Franklin Richards is one of, if not the most powerful mutant, an Omega level mutant to ever exist in Marvel history. He literally at one point used Galactus as a puppet, controlling him. He has the power to create pocket little universes. And at one point in time in the comics, he even used his powers to age himself into an adult. So needless to say, I am very excited to possibly see Franklin Richards in the MCU. And if this report is true, we are going to see him, even if he's just a baby, in the MCU very, very soon. But let me know what you think about all of this news in the comments down below. How do you feel about it? Do you think it'll work or not? Let us know down below in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Fantastic Four news. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.